person. I'm mad at like the system that keeps us ignorant. My hair looks crazy, y'all, but what's new? It looks psychotic. I took my braids out and I need to redo it. We're at the gym.
Gotta work out, gotta get it in.
Yeah, it's been an interesting day.
Yeah,
interesting couple days. Yeah, we're just having an interesting experience. And we have like we were talking about how we like stopped working out and we kind of both need to work out.
Yeah. So yeah, this week definitely figured out that yeah, it's necessary for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when we don't work out, things get a little rough.
Your body, you don't feel the same. Your mental doesn't feel the same. It's very good for like mental, spiritual, emotional health.
Everything's aligned.
Yeah.
Physical, mental, spiritual health, all of them are aligned.
Exactly.
One is down, the other's
the other started to act up. So yeah, so we're about to work out. So yeah. I usually walk for 3 minutes and then I start to walk for like 5 minutes and then I'll start to run 10, 15. And then I'll do other stuff after that. So yeah. We're back from the gym, y'all.
Good sweat.
Yeah, definitely was needed. It's like a workout a day keeps the aggression away.
That just helps bring you back to center. You know what I'm saying? You gotta release the bad energy, release that stress.
Release the stress. I don't know what I'm saying. Now we're going to the store. So yeah, going to Wale. Having breakfast for dinner.
What's up, Adrian?
So I was like, what we got? Eggs sound good. I bought biscuits for Erica. I said, that sounds good.
Yep.
And then it's plantain. And I wanted some bacon. So we're at Walmart. Is it gonna work? Yeah, we're at Walmart. Look at Santa Claus out here. Oh, you can come through both ways, huh? This one. So I gotta bring my hair back up. So I gotta braid it back up. I was gonna I probably will when I get back, put some conditioner in it. He got jokes. No. That's him braiding his 3 locks.
Can't see him. They still.
Yeah, he's still
in training.
He's bald in training because it's still growing, but not how he likes it. It's not growing to the way that he wants it to be. To his set. Say it again. It's not over here. It's back here. I just know it's against the wall. Turkey. I'll be good. We ain't got no music in here today. I don't think Walmart ever play music. I don't think it does. I don't think Walmart ever plays music. I think it's usually pretty quiet here. Those cookies, oh my God. Tate's. When I lived in New York, cookies up. So good. Should I get some? Lemon.
Now I used to get these too, but I was cooking myself.
Taste is good too. Should I get lemon?
No, do it. Oatmeal raisin.
Gross, disgusting. I hate oatmeal raisin.
Oh my God.
That's disgusting. Ew. Y'all like oatmeal raisin cookies?
Slam. What?
Gross.
The best.
I picked up lemon. I think I'm gonna get these for real. Now oatmeal raisin? Oatmeal garbage. Raisin garbage. I don't like oatmeal or raisin. I eat oatmeal in the morning sometimes, but I don't really like it. No. Good. More for me. More for me. More for me. Exactly. Look at him talking trash on him. He's still eating them. No, he's not. These are my cookies. He said he don't like lemon, right? Y'all remember that. So no cookies for him.
I'm still on.
No cookies for you. Let's see. Oscar Mayer wiener. Oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer. I should just get Smithfield. I don't like thick bacon. No. I don't know. I think I might just get Oscar Mayer. Yeah, this looks good. I think I like this one, y'all. Maple bacon. Artificial maple flavoring, of course. I don't like thick cut. I want original. Just like original bacon. I guess I can get this one right here. Original smoked wood. Don't want maple. This is $6.48. I'm about to get the $6.48 one. That's $9.
Good catch. I'm an athlete.
This guy. So What did he just say?
Cost of chicken.
Cost of chicken?
Yeah, that cost of chicken right there.
Y'all ever heard that cost of chicken?
She ain't something for real.
No, I'm not. I'm like, what is that?
She'd have been in New York. She'd have got all Yankee.
Oh my god. It's not giving us good ankles. He's just tall.
Yeah, I know.
You talking about the cookies?
Trash. I tried to look. Come on. I tried to tell her.
I like
You're going to get cookies. The last flavor you get is lemon anything.
Okay.
You're going to get cookies.
It's just artificial. That's the problem.
They
It's
still,
bland.
lemon does not slap on cookies.
Lemon oil. That's why it's artificial.
Lemon does not slap on cookies, babe.
Why they put lemon oil in this?
I'm a cookie aficionado. Trust me on this. Okay. You don't. This is not what you do. It's not what you do. Okay. I'm still gonna eat it. I'm still gonna eat it.
No.
But this is not what you do. All right. That being said. Let's whip up some chickens.
Oh my god.
I'm getting ready to cook some eggs. I'm about to have a good old southern breakfast with a little bit of Jamaican flavor mixed in.
I would just say we're making plantains. That's not just Jamaican. That's like everyone eats them except for Americans. All brown people eat them except for Americans. I'm like, you know who said politically correct? I'm like black correct.
She's a black.
I am. You kind of am. I'm like black correct. I'm not
Black Panther reincarnated.
I hope never. I like that.
Justice against melanated people all over the world. Even in the form of food.
Yeah.
And flames.
That's all. Some of you guys that know anything about what's the word for it? Let's just say colonization of food. That's not the correct term, but damn it, y'all. See, I don't know terms, but I know concepts. And the concept is right. A lot of food. You want to let me get it out. A lot of food has been like the names have been changed, obviously, and like things that aren't necessarily grown locally. What am I trying to say?
Trying to say she doesn't like that I said Jamaican people are the only people who eat plantains or something.
More or less, but not necessarily. What I'm saying is, as Americans, we don't really know a whole lot about people of color, and that's for a reason. That's what I'm saying. And it's like sometimes we
barely know about ourselves.
That's what I'm saying, and that's for a reason. That's what I'm saying. So like, as opposed, like sometimes we'll say something is from this specific culture because that's all that we know.
Yeah.
And that's like. And it makes me sad and irritated and mad that like
well, you can't be mad
we've been
at
brainwashed.
Stuff they don't know.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. I'm not necessarily mad at the person. I'm mad at like the system that keeps us ignorant.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what I'm getting at. But yeah, what am I trying to like? What's the thing with food? I know food is one of those like different types of food have been co-opted and changed into like this is so and so's food or this is so and so's food when it's like really ancient and old ways of cooking things and methods and like just food in general, like types of plants, vegetables, preparations of food. I'm rambling, but some of y'all that are like smarter than me, say it. Some of y'all that are smarter than me that know what I'm talking about like the co-op, or I guess I'm just gonna say colonization of food. Leave that one. We're in better spirits because we worked out, so. I'm in better spirits because it worked out. Because I was like, this is how I felt. Like that face, and like my hair looks a mess. That's how I felt. So.
Listen, baby.
What were you saying?
Oh no,
I
made
did.
me get goofy. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low. I'm too tall. Okay. We were talking about yes, Maya posed an interesting question about herself, whether or not she is a rule follower or not. She
was talking about how like cooking is not hard when you have a recipe. People say they can't cook, and I'm like, I said, is that something to be proud of? Like when people say that, like I can't cook, like it's a badge of honor or something. It's like if you have a recipe, you can just follow it. Like it's different if you're making something from scratch. I understand that, but if you like someone's telling you step 1, step 2, step 3, and it's also the same for me when it comes to like entrepreneurship or even jobs. Like a lot of jobs, well, I was saying to him, a lot of jobs want you to be an entrepreneur. Self-starter, aka an entrepreneur on an employee's budget.
Y'all know.
Which means, but
y'all know.
I was also saying like when it comes to entrepreneurship, like, oh shoot, if people like give you a little bit more like direction of like how they were successful in said job, it's easier for you, for me, in my brain, it's easier to be successful at that job. They tell you like what they did, what worked, what didn't work, and it's like it at least gives you some, you know, a framework, some blueprint, something to start with, so you're not starting from scratch and your own random ideas that may or may not work.
Yeah.
And we're wondering if that's like rule following or what that is. My camera's about to die. But
idealism. I was saying it's. I think it's a little bit of idealism. Like we all just have ideas about, you know, what people should know, how things should be.
Yeah.
You know,
Common
and even
sense.
common sense. It's like that's just basically a saying. Like these are things that we expect everyone to know and value.
Yeah.
Which is idealism, in short. You know.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But I was like, is that common sense? That's what I said. I was like, is that common sense, or is that like just being able to not do what you're told, because that's not necessarily the same thing, but follow along with instruction should you want to. Like if you want to, if you like, we all have to eat, right? So if you have to eat and you want to make something good, then someone tells you how to do it, it should be a little bit easier. Since we all have to work, right? And some jobs aren't the best fit for us, whereas others may be better. If someone gives you a blueprint, is it easy for you to do said thing?
See, even that premise though, is that not an ideal?
Say it again.
Is that even that premise though, is that not an ideal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like I'm an idealist. In an ideal world, this would be like this.
Right, yeah. I think we all have a little bit of that, and you know, part of becoming an adult is realizing that, you know, the world is not an ideal place.
I don't know. I think that's what's the word I'm looking for? You lose your fight. You just accept. That's when you just accept things. But you don't have to accept that.
It's not
You don't have to
necessarily.
accept.
To me, it's not acceptance. It's like you understand that,
Yeah.
so you
Can
make
move
your
accordingly.
ideal.
And now that I've come to the realization that you just gotta keep going. That was not a realization that I had. Like that was not. Again, that wasn't common sense to me. That like the way to success is to keep going. Like
Perseverance.
through the failures, through the indifference, you know, through all that. The only way to get to what you want is to keep going. Through the fire.
It's not a song.
The fire. Everything else is not a discussion. You know, we can talk about. I'm always like trying to make everything deep.
No, that's fine. I like
Everything I ask you. He seasons his eggs pretty good, y'all.
I do. Can you believe she was just cooking eggs with butter, people? Come on, man.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, they're pretty good with that.
Come
Butter
on,
and
man.
cheese.
Come on, man. Like, come on, man.
Can we just talk? Can we just talk?
You gotta sit up.
Do I like slouching?
You can't really
It's
see
one of
you.
my signature things.
Whatever.
Slouching.
Whatever.
Anyway, I'll sit up.
Just make it see you.
Just a hair.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a skosh.
There you go. That's enough.
I would mess it up. We're messing up my slouch for good content. So you better watch.
Okay, again, we're not gonna worry about if we watch or not.
Yeah, we're just doing it.
We're just doing it. Regardless.
So, yeah, we were just talking. I just came out of therapy.
We're gonna therapy catch up.
Destigmatized therapy.
Yeah.
Especially for
Black people. Yeah, and for men. Yeah.
for therapy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, yeah, and I was just talking with him about, you know, self-doubt and double-mindedness, and just, you know, just get into a place where you trust yourself, because trusting yourself leads you to trusting other people.
Yeah.
And just trusting that you're in, yeah, just
Made the best decisions
well, and just
with the information you have.
embracing positivity in your life and believing in positivity.
Yeah.
So I was telling him, like, you know, I'm stuck between these two words for myself, like, you know, because he always challenges me to set a goal for myself for the week until, like, you know, I get back to the next session. And I'm like, you know, I'm trying to find something tangible, because, like, just saying, like, oh, trust yourself more doesn't feel like practical enough. Like, I need a tangible method for doing that.
It's funny because like therapy is all like mental, so it's not really like you can do things like what it was like working out. Like I'm gonna this amount of calories and I'm gonna do this. But it's like when it comes to brain work, it's like.
But even in that though, like journaling.
Yeah.
That's a practical step.
Yeah.
Practicing mindfulness.
Yeah.
Like that's a practical step.
Yeah.
Like just turning a switch to trust myself more. Like that's not you know what I mean?
Or like I think something my therapist said even before he broke up with me was, you know, like my therapist broke up with me, but it's fine.
You were already thinking about breaking up with him.
Yeah.
I told her like when you don't do things, the universe has a way of like making it.
Well, see that, and also people can read. People can read between the lines and understand like what's going on here.
Yeah.
Read energy, because first we were going every 2 weeks, and then I bumped it down to once a month. And then when I would get there, we didn't have anything to talk about for real. So I'm like making up, you know. I'm like, and it's just like, yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, he just got to a point probably where it's like, okay, this is not really serving either of us.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here looking at each other, paying for it.
Barely. And on top of that, she being me is barely paying for it.
Yeah.
She barely ever has the money to pay for it. So anyway, but no, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
You
I
said
get distracted so easily.
Well, I kind of contribute to that, but you're there. You said your therapist. We were talking about what's practical steps to accomplish these goals in mind work, and how, like I was saying, you know, mindfulness practice and journaling, those are practical things to do.
Yeah,
but
I
like
don't
just
know.
choosing to
I
so
can't remember as well. It's completely gone.
yeah, and I was just basically like, well, you know, stuff between these two words that are coming up for me, which is uncertainty. Just, you know, having times where I'm feeling really sure and like, you know, who I'm becoming, where I'm going, that sort of thing, and then, you know, not the next moment.
Yeah.
And the thing, you know, I was telling her, like, I tend to, in my conversations with people, pick up on things that are like themes, motifs for people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, kind of, because that really is like core to who a person is. Like, you know, if you see these things kind of recurring in your conversations with people, these are things they value.
They value and they really believe that they.
So one of his things is definitely the power of choice. Yeah. Where it's like everything is not, you know, when we say we can't, when we say we're trying, like that's indicative not of like, you know, ability, but choice.
Yeah, choice that we made.
What it's really saying is I'm choosing not to do this because either there are certain things in where I'm at now that are serving me more than, you know, what I think I can accomplish or gain from whatever, or I just don't believe I can because of such and such, or, you know, it's going to be too much work, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the other word being indecision, where it's like, you know, making a choice to trust and to, you know, believe in myself and in my choices, but then going back on that choice.
So yeah, that's not why I'm not to interrupt, but that's something like, again, like a lot of these things that you're bringing up, it's like, it's just, that's also what makes me feel sad. Because like I come to a lot of the realizations on my own before I even started therapy. But I think with me, a lot of times, again, I flip flop a lot. Like I said, the doubt will creep in. Like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I even have the realization that you're doing this because of this, or like, you know, you can do this, but you are telling yourself that you can't. Like I really will come to that conclusion. But instead of, like we said, it's different between knowing better and doing better. It's a big difference between like knowing better and doing better.
And trying to, like I was telling him, work through the freneticness of my mind, because like, I can make a decision, but like you were just talking about, your brain can hurl those doubts at it.
And then things are just
miles an hour.
Exactly. It's like crazy things are just like, I don't think about that. What if that does happen? Or, you know,
right.
Just again, crazy things just make me really. I mean, they make sense because obviously we think they make sense, but it's also
So you know, and could be the type of guy that's like, you know, well, is it that you can't, or is it that you're choosing not to, essentially, because it's going to take work, and it's not something you're going to get right away, where it's like, okay. Because basically what I was saying is like, I want to learn how to like make a choice and stand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I choose that I'm going to trust it, and, you know, where I'm going, who I'm becoming, and, you know, really, you know, stand in that and believe in it, and not waver in that is where it's the place I'm gonna get to.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know, yeah, you're gonna have to develop that muscle. You're gonna have to practice that. It's gonna happen.
See, for me, that was the missing point. That wasn't, because like I said, a lot of other stuff, like yeah, but the missing part was again, and that's when I'm like beating myself up because like yeah, obviously practice, like, but it just wasn't obvious to me. It wasn't obvious that was the missing part, the missing link. Like you have to again practice what you preach. Remember when I had that interview?
Yeah.
So I just got this really cool opportunity, which I kind of just forgot about. To be to kind of like learn how to lobby to politicians for real estate agent rights. So I went through this whole group interview and I was like selected to do it. And I was like pretty dope. But the song of the day that popped into my head, just funny on it was "Practice What You Preach" by Barry White. I thought it was Teddy Pendergrass, who's Barry White, and that song was stuck in my head the whole day. So yeah, practice what you preach. Exactly what the song says. You know, you say you want to do this, you say you want to do that, you say you want to do this, but as soon as it gets hard, you run away from it, or you find a reason why you can't do it, or I can't do it because I don't have this, or I can't do it because I don't have that, which is what I used to do all the time. And it's like, okay, yeah, you may not be able to do it to the ability, you know, in the way that you think it's going to happen, but you still can do little things, something to make it happen. So,
well, I mean, and then you know that's kind of it's funny because that's congruence, like it just well in a multitude of ways, where it's like you know, you pursuing that opportunity. Doing that is congruent with who you say you want to be. Exactly. That's you trying to make who you are and who you say you want to be aligned. So that's commendable. That's awesome that you're doing it. And then the other part of that is just, you know, it's kind of congruent with all the things we talk about, not being in that victim mentality. Where it's like, okay, you know, I can't because this, that, and that.
The man told you anything.
Well,
something told me that.
Or even just stuff within yourself. Like where it's like, well, I tried that. It didn't work. So that's it.
So it's not
meant for you. Know what I mean? Yeah. So and just taking power over your life.
Exactly.
Like you know, things that we talk about constantly. So so he challenged me in that way where it was like, you know, or you just choosing not to because it's gonna be work. I've been made aware that, you know, in my personal development, I may be a little work averse. So
I said that to him, y'all, and it's funny because like I do remember saying that, but so with me sometimes things just come again. They come out of nowhere. It's like it's almost like I like say spirit or something speaking through me because I don't know why what would have caused me to say that, but I had
to. In a situation, it was relevant.
It was relevant, but it's also like again, where did that come from? I'm just random, y'all.
Very early on, like, do you have an aversion to work? And I was like, no, I don't.
No, he was like, what are you talking about? Like he was like, almost offended.
Maybe.
He's like, maybe.
Well, I mean, and that's a whole nother conversation. But something we've been talking about too recently, where it's just like, you know, coming into it with, you know, both people just kind of
experiences.
Well, no, just having in mind like what kind of relationship do you want to have? You know what I mean? Because we all have different ideas on what romantic relationships should be. And you know, some of us, I think I came in kind of, you know, believing just in general that, you know,
it's the right fit.
Everything else, mainly that everything else in life is hard. So it's like relationships should be a place of ease. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's just like, okay, two people get together, same values, it fits, it's cool. Everything's and it's like no. But what I've learned is that, you know, this version of relationship it leads to what I really want at the heart of it, which is like just very deep rooted and solid connectivity with another person. Like having that strong companionship that's like at the end of the day, like, you know, this person understands you, values you, supports you, and likewise. And that is accomplished through work.
Through the work. And I, so I mean, so talking about it. And I was like, I have been single for a decade. I'm sure some of y'all watching my channel, I've probably said that before. I've been single my whole 20s. Like, I was like, nah, too much work. Like, from jump, I was like, it's too much work, it's too much work. So like, when I was like, okay, I'm interested in dating now. Yeah, you are. You are. I think you are. No, but this guy, he likes that kind of stuff. It's sad. That's okay.
You know, she does too. She tries to play hard.
So yeah, I was like, you know, when I finally was like, okay, I'm ready to actually date and like figure that out. I knew it was gonna be work. I was like, yeah, this is just how it goes. It's like, because I think that the reason I knew that was from listening to other friends and like hearing their stories. And I'm like, whoop, child, it's not like a lot of work.
Well, I mean,
It just sounded like a lot of work. Like even though some of them weren't doing the work, but I'm like, I could understand that there was work to be done there, and some people just like, oh, he's just this or he's just that.
Well, see, yeah.
And I'm like, well, no,
I think,
no, nothing happens in a vacuum.
Yeah,
You know,
I
It's the same
think for me, you know, whereas you saw that and was just like, oh, that's just indicative of all relationships.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's indicative of bad. where it feels hard, it's like, oh, just stay away from that.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, no, that's kind of, and what's kind of made me realize that, you know, that's a sign you're trending in the right direction, is that like that's just growth that you have to
do regardless. There was something I was watching that said what you say all the time, which is like, if this person came into my life, would I have done this work or what X, Y, Z, and how you just say what you just said.
Yeah.
You know, these are things
Where
I
it's
need
like,
to do regardless.
Are these things that are unique to this situation, or just things that I need to learn to be better
in general,
regardless of relationship?
Who I'm being, where I'm at,
And it's almost always falling, at least in this situation, it's almost always falling in the latter.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want what you say you want, you're gonna have to deal with this sooner or later.
Sooner or later.
This is something that you're gonna have to learn sooner or later.
Sooner or later.
So it's like, why not now? In this environment with a person who is willing to do it with you, and who's, you know, kind of empathetic and understanding through it, understands that they have work to do on themselves too, you know. So it's like, why not here? Why not now?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. It's funny because like this one podcast I listened to called the Receipts podcast. The girls, one of the hosts is also in the areas like me, and she says things like, you know, love is a choice. You know, like
I'm learning.
You know, it's a choice. It's like you know, you really can fall in love with anyone, and that's true. Like all that kind of stuff is like, you know, you have to you have to choose to put in the effort to get what it is that you want out of it. But you both have to choose that. I think one person can't just choose it and you know, make it happen. I think both people have to be willing to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, you know, feelings get you to a certain point.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, it just becomes like conscious choice.
Decisions, choices. Then, like when you said, like, you know.
Conscious choice. Oh, Aries. That's what it's about. Part of the reason why she likes is because Aries like chaotic energy.
Okay, so Aries are
y'all like chaos.
The Aries, I guess, character, whatever, is the
like
god of chaos and war.
Y'all like
it. Aries
they
are
like being in situations where stuff is just like
throw us in the fire and let us figure it out.
No.
Kind of thing.
I'm a grounded guy. I'm a Virgo. I'm a grounded guy. Stuff like drama. Oh no.
Drama. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. A lot of Virgos I know. Virgos I know are hella dramatic. Like, oh my god. Not always, but.
Just give me the even. We're the even Steven people.
Are you?
So it's like, you know.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, you know.
But yeah, I mean, I'm proud of both of us because we really are. You know, we're going through the process, and we're like. One thing I always say, like, I like to complain. And I feel like complaining always helps me figure out what isn't working. Like, if I complain about it enough, it means it's time something needs to change. Something got to go.
Well, I mean, I think, you're good at, which I'm learning how to do. Good at releasing that energy.
Yeah.
I hold on to it.
Yeah.
I think where I go wrong is I hold on to it.
Yeah.
Like I don't put it in.
Yeah.
And so therapy, talking to you, journaling is helping me put it in places.
Yeah.
So that I can not hold on to
your
it.
brain.
Yeah, but like be able to just, and even, well, because you could release it, but there's also releasing it in a productive way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, I'm bouncing it off of someone who's going to give me a different perspective.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I can, you know, look at it like this or deal with it like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just hear that I'm not crazy. That's all it is too. It's like, man, like this happened. I'm going through this. Like that sound like It's like, oh, you deal with that too.
Yeah,
Cool.
then you're like,
Like,
same.
all right, I'm not a nut. That's
Same.
great.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's figure this out together.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, just
Yeah.
process is definitely the word. Where it's like, because I'm that's partially, I'm the type of person who will obsess until I figure it out.
Yeah.
And so this is a period of life that it's like, okay, you can't just like
Will
brain
yourself.
power this
Yeah, will yourself
to a solution.
Yeah.
You can't brain power this to a solution. You
Yeah.
just have to go through the process,
process.
and discover it in that.
Yeah.